It's actually sunny! The sun is out in South Wales! Oh my goodness, will wonders ever cease? News updates. Number one, how did Isabel get on with week 2 at college? Isabel got on really well with week 2, and this time she didn't have a flare-up with her eczema, so that is really good news. Very optimistic now. Now, how did my survey go on this house? It went fine! So the sale is going through, full steam ahead. So I think I maybe need to start rationalising my possessions a bit more. Later on today, Izzy and I have to go out because she's doing one of her groups, but she's having a little bit of a crisis in the tights department and the leggings department. Now, Isabel is a bit of a scratcher, as you probably know, because of the eczema, and she does tend to go through tights quite quickly because she scratches her legs and ends up making holes in her tights. So we're going to go and buy some tights in Cardiff today. But in the meantime, I'm going to get started on the office. Let's get cracking. I need your support. I'm feeling daunted by this task. Where does one even start? I suppose if it's all officially going through, I could start to pack a few things that I'm definitely not going to need. Couldn't I? Is it the right time to do that? Okay, so I've been rummaging around downstairs and in the loft. I've got a black bag for rubbish. I've managed to run out of recycling bags today, but that's a food waste recycling bag, and I'm rather hoping that if I just write paper on it or whatever, that'll do. I've got a charity shop bag, like a random bag, I'm not quite sure what that's doing there, and a couple of heavy duty bags for putting books in, and a box for putting things in for packing. Deep breath. It's starting. Oh, what am I doing? When things start to get daunting, that's when I remind myself to break things into smaller chunks. And what better way to start with that cabinet over there is one cubby hole at a time. That one. And it's nearly all sheet music. Look what I found. Music theory exercise book. 6 shillings it was. I think it was my mum's. Copyright 1911. I don't know if this is an original or not, but it's definitely on the keep list, just as a little treasure. I love old stuff. I have terrible trouble getting rid of things like this. Didn't get done by the look of it. So I'm getting some piles on the go here. Not as in, you know, the hemorrhoid sort, but as in piles of things. So this pile is stuff that I might possibly want to refer to. This is my going through pile, so I haven't gone through that yet. This is recycling. This is going to be for charity shop. This is a Lingar. Now, Lingar is a Welsh learners magazine. This is a very old edition of it. I've got a few of these knocking around, so I can get rid of those. Some Welsh learners might want them. They're really helpful. They've got some little vocabulary boxes on the bottom of the pages, you see, so you can read it, and the more tricky words you'll find in the vocabulary boxes. I thought that was going to be Tai Chi then. Tiachi means you and you, but ti is like a more familiar form of you, and chi is a more polite or plural. It's a bit like tu and vous in French. There's an ancient flute tutor book there. This was mine. Did say Imogen on it in stickers. Totally outdated now, I think. I don't know. I've been keeping it for years, thinking, well, if I ever take up teaching, it's a resource I could dip into. But will I really? If I take up teaching with the internet, will I really use a 1980s tune-a-day tutor book? Probably not. Anyway, I'm distracted, so that's the charity pile. This is a bag in which I'm putting things I'm going to keep, but I'm not going to need to refer to. So I've got some Christmas Carol stuff, scales, resources that I'm going to keep in case I take up teaching flute. Look at this. This is my first exam piece. Circus Pony. I think I started with grade 3. It had a page turn in it, right? So my teacher had this cunning plan, because at the end of this page there wasn't anywhere to stop and turn the page. So you see, it only went that far anyway. So the teacher's cunning plan was, when you get to a little rest, there I think it might have been, oh no, maybe there, there's 4 counts, quickly turn that bit of the page over. This was a very long time ago when I was a little girl, younger than Izzy, and so we didn't have printers at home, and even photocopiers were a bit of an exotic new invention. Oh, I'm so old! I'm finding treasure. Notes taken from the Trevor Y Masterclass, 5th to 8th of December 1997. That was in Lisbon, that was. I can see that this, like, rationalisation is going to turn into story time. I'm going to have to do the shopping thing in a separate vlog, I think, otherwise this is going to be too long. Trevor, why? Oh, Trevor, why? He is a flautist. I don't know if he's still flaunting. This was a long time ago. He wrote this series of technique books for improving your flute technique, and if you were as much of a flute geek as I was, that was quite a big deal too. And he did this masterclass while I was in Lisbon, and I was lucky enough to attend it because I was an exchange student in 1997 in Lisbon, which is how I discovered Lisbon in the first place. Anyway, so I've got my lecture notes from it. Oh, I'll be looking forward to going through those. I was very good at note-taking in those days, unlike now. Ooh. Ooh, look at all that. Handwritten. I don't suppose they do that these days. Come on, Mozart. In you go, in the bag. Can't get rid of him, can we? Oh, no. Somebody wrote this for me to play. They called it Imp, as in Imo. Someone called Leon. In '98, when I was at college. I studied contemporary music, which was lots of squeaks and whistles and bangs and climbing up trees and philosophising about whether ice dripping on a bucket was music or not. What is music? If somebody didn't create it and intend it as music, but then the listener enjoys the sound of it and is moved by it, is that music? Things like that. I can see from this music that that reflects that era. Imp has gone in the keep bag. I found an early teaching resource here from one of my very, very reluctant sight readers who was 8 years old at the time, I think. She did not want to sight read, and it was coming up to Christmas, so I was capitalising on the motivation. We sing all these songs at Christmas time, and can you join the right picture with a line? Look, there we are. So they're Christmas carols, so she had to go through and just figure out which ones they were, so it wasn't quite as demanding as actually reading it all. You are my sunshine, my lovely sunshine. Oh, wow, what can I throw that away? That's throwing sunshine away. God knows we could do with it here. I seem to have mounted this one on a bit of card, an old birthday card. This is Le Meule Noir, and I did that at uni, college, whatever you want to call it. It's inspired by the Song of the Blackbird. Calm down! Remember to blow. That bit there with all those lines where it says flatter zunge, that's where you have to do this whilst blowing at the same time. It's like it's supposed to be a bird. See? The more standard English expression is flutter tonguing. White on black. I'm keeping all this stuff, but the truth of it is, if I want to find a hornpipe, am I really going to rummage through loose sheets of paper, or am I just going to go on my computer and search it on Google and find it in seconds, if not quicker? What I would have to do is actually go through the whole lot of this, catalogue it all and put it on a spreadsheet, and then do a search on my spreadsheet to find which shelf it's on. Yeah. I still don't want to check it out though. Where's the logic? Do you have trouble throwing things away? I do. Oh no, I recognise this. That's something I must have taken out of the Cardiff Central Library in the late 90s and never returned. Whoops. Oh, this is old literature, so this can go in the bin, but oh, I still fancy the idea of learning to teach English as a second language. Not now though, in a future chapter. Cover blown. Yes, I really, really do like underground train systems that much. I own this publication and I don't want to throw it away. Construction work from the 1860s. Oh, sorry. That's why my voice went a bit funny then. Oh, look at that. 19th century building sites were dangerous places to work. This dramatic illustration from 1865 shows the moment where 3 navvies fell from the scaffolding. Look, there they are, look. Oh my goodness. Metro lines were all smoky when they first started because they were steam trains, of course. Workers back in the very early days used to dig those tunnels out by hand, and they used to build these big frame things with different sections in for the different men to stand in so they could all dig their own bit simultaneously. I do believe that is one there, a tunnelling shield as it was known. This is from about 1840, I think, 1843. I'm on to my Welsh language stuff now. I'm going to keep hold of that because I might manage to persuade Izzy to do some Welsh language exams at some point. Izzy's Welsh language level is kind of weird because she came out of Welsh medium school at age 6 And of course we didn't speak it at home because Welsh isn't my first language, so I was learning at the same time that she was in school, between ages 3 and 6. They start them young here. She kind of was sort of as fluent as a 6-year-old can be at about age 6, but then obviously she came out of school because of all the problems that she had, and we liked homeschooling anyway, as it happens. From age 7 till only a year or two ago, she was in a Welsh medium drama group. So she continued to do quite a lot of hours through Welsh medium, but she didn't really write it or read it very much at all. So she's at a in-betweeny level where her Welsh is much, much better than if she had had an exclusive English medium education, but it's not as fluent as if she'd had a Welsh medium education. So I think if she did Welsh as second language, GCSE, she could get it relatively easy. She'd just have to learn the literacy side of things, because she can already understand spoken Welsh pretty well. She says she can understand more or less all of it, actually. So anyway, I'm keeping all that. We really are going back further in time. This is like an archaeological dig, this is. My school recorder book from age 7. I think this is where it all began, people. The note B. Ooh, ooh. Obviously trying to add a touch of humour to when I was teaching Izzy flute when she was little. She wanted to learn the flute when she was little. I taught her. She made it very difficult for me to teach her, and then she wanted to give up after about grade 1 level, but she was quite good at it. She has a very cute flute. I probably should sell it, but it's actually quite nice. I'll show it to you if it turns up in the archaeological trail. Oh, speaking of teaching Izzy the flute, I've just found all the old resources I made to try and make it a bit more fun. She didn't used to like going over her scales very much. Let's pretend it was climbing up a mountain. Do, 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 etc. Can you get past the sheep, Izzy? Oh yeah. There's G major. Izzy must have drawn that one. I can. That's definitely not my style. Probably I was thinking if I got her involved with making it, she'd be more motivated to play it. What is that? A horrible creature. Oh, this is the spooky, mysterious one, the minor harmonic. Oh yeah, Snakes and Ladders game. We'd literally play it like a board game, and then if one of us, because we both played the flute obviously at the time, if we landed on that, you know, whoever had it had to play the F major scale, just go up 1 octave, and then if you went on a snake, you either have to go down the scale or down the arpeggio. Whatever, that's an arpeggio as well. It's my cunning way to get her to be motivated to practice her scales and arpeggios. Well, 10 out of 10 to me for effort anyway. That's the first bag packed anyway. I'll put it by here. I haven't done that well with my chucking out. I've got a little pile for the charity shop. Some old workbooks there that I bought from charity shops. Never got round to using because we had more than we needed. The recycling pile is that big. Not a lot to show for all that time spent. I've freed up quite a few folders and notebooks and things and Polly Pockets from where I've thrown away the contents. We're walking in the air. And that's what's left of that now. Stuff that I might want to dip into. Well, I've not got very far in all that time. I'm going to have to speed up because I literally don't have that much time at home during the week. Anyway, it was a start, and now I have to stop because I need to prepare some lunch for myself and Isabel for before we leave the house. I think I'm going to end this vlog here, but I'm going to vlog when we get out as well. So I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe and comment, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!